It's finally time to rank the albums of Bauhaus. I know Bela Lugosi's been dead for a while, but I had stuff to do. That ironing's not going to do itself. Welcome to By Candlelight, beaming goth, darkwave and post-punk straight into your brain. Go away, white, because when the sky's gone out and you're in the flat field, whacking on your mask is not going to stop you from burning from the inside. So, Bauhaus. 5 albums between 1980 and 2008. It all started with this little ditty. You might have heard of it. It's Bela Lugosi's Dead. Despite its bat wings, this didn't fly onto any of their albums, just the compilations. Speaking of compilations, this is a good one. It's got a nice inner booklet too. So, a studio album ranking, eh? Usual caveat of these being my top 5 rather than the universally recognised top 5. But please do leave your ranking down below. Number 5 seems like a good place to start, so I've got their last album from 2008, Go Away White. It's the only one of the 5 that I don't own a physical copy of. This isn't a bad album. It's a confusing one. Listen to the intro of Too Much 21st Century and you're in the baggy era of 1991, which is really odd. Listen to that rhythm and bass line and you'll see what I mean. The stars do align for next track Adrenaline, and I just wish that the whole album was more of this style. But then we move on to the more Jane's Addiction feel of Undone. So even at this early stage, the album does feel a little confusing. I do like Endless Summer of the Damned. I think that it revitalises their early chaotic sound, and the sombre Saved is pretty good too. But the whistling in Black Stone Heart made me want to eat my own feet. If you listen to each track in its own right and you forget that it's Bauhaus, which is kind of hard to do because that's Peter's voice, the music is pretty good. But as a fully formed Bauhaus album, it does feel a little patchy, albeit with some magnificent moments. Number 4, Burning from the Inside. I do love this album, but something has to come at position 4. She's in Parties, Slice of Life and Kingdom's Coming are immediate highlights on this one. You do need to wade through Wasp and King Volcano, but you are rewarded with Who Killed Mr. Moonlight. Well, we'll never know. I've got a real soft spot for Honeymoon Croon. I think it's that organ and, dare I say, catchy beat. It all ends on the predominantly instrumental Hope with the rousing lyrics of your mornings will be brighter, break the line, tear up the rules. So that's my number 4. At 3, Mask, their second album from 1991. Setting the scene with the chaotic Hair of the Dog, we then cruise into the beauty of The Passion of Lovers. That interaction between rhythm and guitars is to die for and totally addictive. We get spoken delivery on Of Lilies and Remains, which works as a nice contrast to what's come before. If you're not wooed by the power of dancing, I don't know what to say to you. And the funeral march feel of Hollow Hills is like the come down from dancing. Kick in the Eye does sound like a few members of Duran Duran snuck in during the recording, but I love the man with X-ray eyes, and it's at this point that you really do have to acknowledge the amazing bass playing of David Haskins. I mean, he can really spank his plank. We end with the meandering title track, and after the chaos has subsided a little, you do get this beautiful guitar part at about 2 minutes and 41 seconds in. It brings beauty to this cacophony of instruments and pretty much holds our hand until the very end. A really strong album for me. And I think the artwork on that cover was done by Daniel Ash. After replaying it, I did have to double check that this was definitely going to be at number 3, because it's getting hard now. Before I hit positions 2 and 1, I do have to make it clear that these two do swap around according to my mood. I'll explain later. So this is how I'm ranking them at the current time. So at 2, it's In the Flat Field, their debut from 1980. The intro to Open a Double Dare has always sounded like someone playing guitar in a submarine to me, and I can't unhear that. But its cheeky little swagger is a strong and stark start. Stark start. That's really hard to say. Stark start. The title track races along and instruments come in and out, and I've always imagined this as being an epic track right at the very end of the album. So much longer in length, with these light and shade moments coming in and out. A God in an Alcove is okay. I've just never been a fan of that strange noise that comes in at 31 seconds in. It sounds like a badger trying to attract someone's attention without actually saying anything. After the galloping dive, we get the slow and sparse The Spy in the Cab. And the band do this so well, the come down from the euphoric. It's not long before we reach the classic Stigmata Mater, with its winding and spiralling guitars. And the whole album ends on the excellent Nerves. Overall, a strong but still experimental debut that is actually quite shocking in its scope. Should be pretty obvious what the number 1 is. Yes, it's The Sky's Gone Out. The wonderful Third Uncle combines phase guitars with tight rhythmic strumming. It balances in the perfect place between catchiness and chaos. The equally excellent Silent Hedges has these beautiful rundowns on its guitar arpeggios. If everything was starting to feel too comfortable, Swing the Heartache gives us a spoonful of avant-garde-ness. Then we're into Spirit, which has more than a single dose of Banshee's influence. The Haunting, The Three Shadows, parts 1 and 2 are this album's secret weapon. And we get more haunt on All We Ever Wanted Was Everything. And it's all finished off by the changeable Exquisite Corpses. An amazing album, and for me, it just pulls all elements into focus. So it still has the energy, experimentation and desolation of In the Flat Field, but the edges are sharper, and I like that. If I want more abandon or out of control spontaneousness, then I will usher in the Flat Field. It's like In the Flat Field went to the pub for 6 pints, but The Sky's Gone Out just stayed at home with its David Bowie collection. So that's how I ranked these puppies. And now it's your turn. Always interested to see how different people rank albums. And you are all different. At just 5, it'll only take you a minute. Whack the kettle on, rank them, and you should be done by boiling time. In the Flat White Field.